Zooper Heroes! A team of friends and animals working together! Splash the penguin! Patience the sloth! The pollinator a bee! Karma chameleon! Frog the croaker! With Robin!
Oh, hi y'all. I was just trying to cool off a little bit. It sure does get hot here in Missouri in the summertime. We penguins come from way down south around Antarctica where it gets really cold, but we're made for the cold. I think it gets really cold up around the North Pole too. I wonder what kind of animals live there. Do you think there might be penguins around the North Pole?
Animal of the day.
Today, we're going to meet two birds that live at the St. Louis Zoo in Penguin and Puffin Coast. They are the tufted and horned puffin. Puffins only come to the shoreline for nesting season. The rest of the year, they are out at sea. During breeding season, horned puffins will have a little horn grow above their eye, as well as stripes. They will also have a very colorful beak. Tufted puffins can be seen with bright yellow tufts on top of their heads, white cheek feathers, and orange feet. Even though both of these birds can fly, they are better at diving and swimming fast through the water, using their wings to help them push the water and their feet to steer.
Wild Kid Kingdom.
Some seals and sea lions also live in the Arctic. Here you'll see them sliding on their bellies and training with their keepers. Great job, seals and sea lions.
Snail mail.
It's mail time with Aunt Stephanie! I wonder what she saw on her travels this week.
Dear Robin, today we went whale watching in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia is a part of Canada. The whales we saw today were humpback whales. Did you know that a whale's tail fin is called a fluke? Every fluke is unique to the whale it belongs to, just like a person's fingerprint. Scientists will use flukes to identify each whale and keep track of who is who in the wild. A humpback whale's fluke also helps them be powerful swimmers. They will use it to propel out of the water and make big splashes. Love, Aunt Stephanie.
Sarah, sing along! Who's ready to learn a song all about Arctic animals or polar animals or tundra animals? Well, this song goes to the tune, I'm a Little Teapot. Ready? We are Arctic animals from the North Pole. We have adaptations to beat the cold. We hibernate or migrate or change our coats. Blubber keeps us warm and helps us float. Good job, guys! I love learning about cold animals.
Hey, Pollinator, I can't believe all these animals stay awake all winter, even in super cold places. I hide away from the winter cold and find a spot to hibernate until it warms back up in the spring.
Yeah, I don't love the winter either. But we honeybees don't just sleep it away. We bunch up in the hive around the queen, and we shiver and flap our wings to keep us nice and warm. If you just hold still sleeping underwater for the whole winter, how do you keep from freezing?
Our bodies are kind of like antifreeze. There's enough sugar in us to keep us from freezing solid.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
More like freezing cold.
Baby, look.
I spy.
Can you spot the Arctic animals in today's I Spy challenge? Polar habitats have land called tundra, which is almost always frozen. In the summer, the very top of it can thaw, allowing some grasses to grow. Let's take a closer look. Animals in polar regions have adapted to survive by having thick fur or feathers, blending in with the white snow, or hibernating during the winter in dens or burrows. Here are the 7 animals that were hiding in this Arctic habitat. Did you find them all?
Yoga.
Today, let's shape our bodies like caribou. You might also know them as reindeer. Start standing up nice and tall, and then step 1 foot out in front. Raise your arms above your head, stretch up tall, and then pull your hands down with your fingers spread out beside your head to look like antlers. If you want more of a stretch, try to press your elbows together in front of your face like a caribou nose. Then reach your arms back up above you, step your feet together, and switch sides. Don't forget your antlers. Unlike deer and moose, male and female caribou have antlers. Did you know they grow a new pair of antlers every year? Great job! What other tundra animal shapes can you make with your body? I wonder who's calling. It says unknown caller. Let's find out. Whoa, that's a pretty big snarl. Could it be a lion or tiger? Nope. That's the sound a musk ox makes. Musk oxen live way up north in the Arctic, where the winters are very cold. They have 2 layers of fur to keep them warm, a long, shaggy outer coat, and a shorter undercoat that they shed in the summer when it warms up. The native Inupiaq word for muskox is umingmak, which means bearded one or hairy one. It's not hard to tell that the shaggy takins we have at the zoo are related to musk oxen.
Ask an expert. A polar bear lives in the zoo sometimes. And a polar bear eats seals. A shark can too. But we're not talking about that. And polar bears live in the cold and the zoo. And they eat seals. No. They eat seals, Theo. No, they don't. Yes, they do. The polar bear lives in the snow and the cold and eats.
What does he eat?
Fish. Out and about.
Imagine you are walking around outside at the Arctic North Pole. Everything is quiet and still. You are all bundled up to walk in the cold, snowy weather. Then you look up at the sky and notice a brilliant glowing of colors and light. You might see blue, yellow, green, or purple. This phenomenon is called the Aurora Borealis, or Northern Lights. The Aurora Borealis happens because of science. The sun sometimes has storms called solar storms. When this happens, tiny bits and pieces called particles get stirred up into the air and head towards the earth. Because they come from the sun, the pieces and bits are full of energy. When they reach the North Pole, they bump into the air there and make that air energized and excited. The result is a beautiful glowing in the sky.
We are superheroes.
Did you know that we can help protect polar bears and their habitats just by turning off the lights? It's true! This is Cully the polar bear at the St. Louis Zoo. Polar bears are well adapted to the cold places where they live. Here in St. Louis, Cully loves the ice and snow in the winter, and in the summer, his keepers make sure he stays nice and cool with a cold water pool, ice to play in, and an inside area with air conditioning. Polar bears have a dense coat of waterproof fur, as well as the ability to store up a thick layer of fat or blubber to keep them warm. They also have giant paws with bumpy pads and thick claws to help them grip the snow and ice when they walk. In the wild, polar bears live in the Arctic near the North Pole. Polar bears are great swimmers, but they also need sea ice to walk on and to hunt their food. When we turn off the lights, we are saving electricity and using less energy. Even though we can't see it, using less energy helps keep the air clean and the earth cooler, which is good for polar bears and all animals. Come on, let's see how it's done.
Turn off the lights. 1, 2, 3. Turn off the lights. Click, click. Don't forget.
At the zoo, we have special signs on the light switches that remind us to turn off the lights when we leave a room. You can make your own signs at home on scraps of paper. When you are finished, ask a grown-up to help you hang them by the light switches to remind you and your family to turn off the lights. Now you can be a superhero too.
My goodness, there sure are some cool creatures that live way up north. I have to say, I'm a little bit jealous of those puffins. They can swim and fly. Still, it's pretty cool to be a penguin. What was your favorite animal that you learned about today?